say that that's a very key concern, and we also have to be mindful. So using the greener chains, the one that are more, as you said, there's gasless solutions out there, and I think that's where things are going to go, where you're going to move away from the heavy consumption of energy to produce, and with tokenization of everything, with what big corporations and institutions and governments are heading towards. I'm sure that those are some of the things being considered, because we want to also make sure that as we grow technologically, we're also not taking from us in terms of our quality of life and what we can do on a day-to-day. So I really agree with that point.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you guys for listening, and thank you so much for attending. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to approach us and ask away. But we'll see you guys here in the crowd.
Great job.
Nice job. Great panel. Did you hear that, everyone? Not everything needs to be an NFT.
Hi, does she want water, food, or something?
Big smiles on stage, nice.
I'm not sure.
All right, y'all, we're
Thank
about
you.
one session behind. So the programming, it is new.
Sorry, guys.
The programming says Bridging Worlds. That's not where we're at. We're actually at how to launch an NFT collection on the blockchain. So we're about one session behind. So if you just got here like, what's going on? That's what's going on. That being said, I would love to welcome our next group up to the stage. We have Blue Eye Queen, Jessie Gian, and our Ghana Angel. They're going to talk to us about launching an NFT collection on the blockchain, which is funny. I feel like we should have started with this group because we're back to basics. Like, maybe this should have been our first panel today. But I didn't put the programming together, so maybe I'll be tasked with that next year. All right, y'all, whenever you want to take the stage, it is yours. Wishing you a successful and enjoyable panel. Oh, look at that. Y'all got water? I didn't have water when I was up there. Y'all got water bottles. There's food out there now. It's a whole different vibe. We're nourishing. We're hydrating. All right, y'all. Have an awesome panel.
Just pull up somewhere and leave it home. Where do you want to sit, right here? Doesn't matter. Did we happen to get our slides or no? Okay.
Oh yeah, we have a ticker here.
We got a ticker here. Oh, great. I'll just leave my. Is this a good spot for my bike, everybody? Okay. Where do you want to go? If you want to take some too. I don't want you to sit behind the bike.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah. I just the presentation's gonna come up there, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The camera's here, so I want you to be a camera.
Oh, okay.
Here's the just the green billboard.
I'm happy to. Hello, Jan. Mic check. All right, let's rock and roll, girl. Well, we are here. I'm Blue Eye Queen. I'm from Michigan, and really excited. I've got my co-panelists here. I'll have her introduce herself. Get it, girl?
Hello, everybody. I'm Archana Aneja. I'm a multidisciplinary solo artist. I'm from Oregon currently. I was born in India, stayed in India for about 20 years, moved to Michigan, lived in Michigan for about 15. Michigan is home. Germany for 5 and Oregon for 5. So I've just been globetrotting. I belong to everywhere.
Love it. All right. Will someone give us a 5-minute heads up when we need to start closing down? Oh, there's a timer right here. Haha, it's like TEDx. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, I guess I'll get started. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Blue Eye Queen, and I have launched. Hey, we got the Board 8 fam here. Everyone that's pulled out, thank you. How's my mic? Am I still here? Okay. I think I was too loud. That's why they turned it down. But you can't hear in the back. That's why I'm speaking louder. So if you're in the back, it's hard to hear. So I have launched successful NFT collections on 8chain, Ethereum, and Abstract. So that's why I'm up here to help kind of curate that. But I'm also a public speaker. So I do keynotes for TEDx, if you're familiar with that. That's why I made the joke, because they have a clockwork just like that. And I'm also an ambassador for the uniquely able community. So that's the new term that we like to say for those who are persons with disabilities. So I travel the world. I have 34 art showcases, and I talk about how accessibility needs to be incorporated in everyday humanity and compassion. So I'll just quickly wrap up my intro, but if you see any fanny packs or halo crowns around, I created those for you so you can enjoy them and be activated with today's show. So very good.
Hi again. I do want to say I'm a mom first before I'm anything else, because I've been creating for about 25 years. I am an architectural designer as well. So if it wasn't for that and the consulting jobs, I don't think I would have made a living being a solo artist, because my 10-year journey as a solo artist has been extremely satisfying, but at the same time very, very hard. I've done over 50 shows, including Louvre in Paris, in Affordable Art Fair in Milan, TEDx Detroit, and I've done Michigan Fashion Weeks and part of Satellite New York Fashion Week. So I've done so many things, but I also have all my art sitting in my basement. I also have all my wearables sitting in my basement, because if you're not a stereotypical artist or somebody that fits into a profile, people don't give the same value to your art as others. So the reason I'm here today talking about NFTs and why I'm interested in the NFT space, I'm pretty new to the NFT space, and is because I really do want to leave that legacy, leave those art pieces that are in my basement. My parents, my kids, my spouse always question me, if something happens to you, what are we going to do with all of that art? You know, what are we going to do?
Me too.
So I think as we move further, but that is the reason, and I think we will be talking about launching the NFTs, but a huge amount of our presentation is for the personal side, how it affects a woman, a man, an artist, a creative, having worked with 200 plus models, artists for photo shoots and fashion shows. I know none of them, most of them don't get paid anything. They in fact have to pay to get in the show. They wear the designer's clothes, where the designer has to pay to the show. I do applaud the companies that put out those shows and art exhibits, but if as creatives we are paying even to get our art in front of everybody when nobody is able to afford that art, I don't know how to sustain. So
yeah, no, great. That's a great way to kind of intro us off. And today we're going to talk about just in general how to launch a collection, an NFT. So we've got a ton of tools here. So if you don't scan our QR code right now, you can catch it at the end, because we're going to be giving you the alpha. So we want to start it off by what is the journey of launching an NFT. So we're going to make this a little bit interactive. Can anyone in the crowd tell us an example of what an NFT is? Kuchita, pull it up. Okay, has anyone seen that Bored Ape before? There it is, that's an NFT. And an NFT provides you with IP, which is intellectual property. So that will give you utility. So we're gonna start you through, just to explain the journey of an NFT, and we're gonna tag team this, Archana and I. We're gonna go through and kind of share slides, etc. So when you're starting to launch, you're gonna wanna first decide what blockchain do you want to be hosted on, what wallet do you wanna use, what is that NFT going to be, minting, and then authenticate. So that's the royalties part. And so as we go through the presentation, we're going to explain to you what each of those pieces are. Okay, blockchains and NFT. You want to take this one? Okay, I'll take this one. Okay, so these are different examples of blockchains and entities. So I'm going to ask some folks in the crowd. Can you throw out some examples of blockchain? Ethereum. Solana. We got nothing else? Ordinals, Bitcoin, let's go. Very good. Yes, keep going. Tezos, hey, okay, so we got it. We have an intermediate crowd here, so we understand. There we go, Ape Chain, I was waiting, Ape Chain. Okay, so you need a blockchain to be able to host your NFTs. You have to be able to have a place where they're secured and they're authenticated. So very good. You can't have NFTs without a blockchain, but you can use the blockchain for other things. All right, very good. And if anyone has any questions while we're going, because we're going to pack all this info in, you just raise your hand up. Okay, let's do this again. Types of NFTs. I want to hear, what are some examples? Music, images, video, ebooks, gaming. Excellent. See, so these are examples of, so if you're thinking, I want to launch on the blockchain, what can I launch on that blockchain? These are some examples. You can have virtual land. Wow, yes, you can have real estate where you walk in. I have an immersive gallery on my land, and you can walk in, look at my art. I'm DJing there, not me physically, but my avatar is, and it's amazing. There's so many different things. Collectibles, trading cards. You can have photography. You'll see a lot of these examples roll through as we're kind of diving deeper. All right, let's tag team this. Go ahead, Girly.
Okay, so why do we embrace NFTs, Web3, and AI? I think the biggest thing is freedom, creative control, and provenance. In the age of AI, it's really, really hard to tell who's created what and what art is influenced what. So the provenance aspect and it being on chain really makes it helpful. The second is bypassing gatekeepers and preserve legacy. I'm of Indian origin. My art is a mix of, as you see on the right, there's my art, which is called Architect of My Destiny, which is a bride, and she's wearing a VR headset. And my whole life has been that I've been an architect of my destiny, because while I've created art, while I've created architecture, I was creating virtual reality simulations for architects 25 years ago. So it's a whole circle, it's a complete circle for me, because things that I was doing 25 years ago now can be done in a click of a second. I don't need the huge computers, I don't need 48 hours of rendering time and things like that. So then transparency, royalties, and community. What I've found with the NFT space, even though I'm pretty new here, community is huge. Community is being huge. I mean, the moment you drop an NFT, even you don't have to really, I won't use the term beg or fight, but if there are collectors who value your art, they're going to pick it up. Even sometimes, even before you drop something, if a collector knows that, hey, Archana's going to drop this. So you have people who are loyal to your art, and it feels great. It feels really good as an artist that somebody is valuing you, not for the, but it is the creative connection, it's the energy, the positive energy you have connects with the positive energy that somebody else has.
Well said.
And then, we are on the AI and NFT track. AI as a creative catalyst for faster, affordable choices and deeper imagination. I've been playing with AI for about 4.5 years. I was one of the very first beta testers for OpenAI. I've beta tested Midjourney, and I've beta tested many AI programs. And even though I am also an abstract artist, I use acrylic paints and canvases and create wearables based on that. But AI has given me a huge advantage, because I don't have to, there used to be times I'd have to spend thousands of dollars on an airplane ticket. I'd have to pay $300 for a studio for a 3-hour rental. I'd have to pay the photographer, I'd have to pay the models. Like, this is like it's a double-sided sword, because I love my collaborators, I love my photographers, I love my model friends, I love the artists. But if I have to pay for everything, how can I sustain my business as a solo artist? So AI has definitely cut down on the time. It has cut down on the expenses. It has cut down. It gives me a deeper imagination to kind of go through and iterate. And once I have a few iterations, then after having produced 500 things, I lock down on one and then take it further. As a lifeline for expression, healing, visibility, artists who evolve, endure. The reason I'm here also is because of a project recently called Visible Violets, which was done by One Love Art DAO. I'm very, very grateful to Jennifer, Chaz, and the whole One Love family and team, because this project was an amazing project because 20 artists' art was minted in Gamma as Bitcoin ordinals. It kind of is a historic moment because if anybody sold an edition, we all got paid equally. So it didn't matter if you were A, B, C. If Blue sold something, I would get 1/20th of it. So it was made sure that we all benefit for it, and it is such a good template for what the huge companies who have billions of dollars can do for individual artists. So,
Archana, I think we have to go a little bit faster because we only have 12 minutes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so just define your story, choose your format. Blue said, pick your blockchain and launch with intention. Please create with purpose.
Oh no, I think this one's still you, right? Yeah, very good. Any questions so far? Yeah, it's good info, right? Thanks everybody for coming in, bringing your lunch and your coffees and hanging out. Very good. Love that. Woo! Got a full house here for you.
I'm going to go a little bit faster. I get carried away when I talk.
That's all right. We want to make sure we get you some of this engineering talk in here too.
Yeah. So let me just go quickly through how to launch Bitcoin ordinals in Gamma, because I think ordinals are immutable. They are permanently inscribed on the Satoshi. They do, they are truly scarce and secure and prestigious. The way to begin is, you optimize your file under 100 kilobytes. I think that's one of the biggest challenges because we are so used to huge and large formats that you can use an app called Scoosh app and create an AVF file type for that. Then you just set up and connect a wallet. In this case, you need an Xverse wallet. You can inscribe directly on Gamma's no-code launchpad. You can add provenance. There's also something called parent-child structure, where you can have a grandparent inscribed on Gamma, and then parents inscribe. You can use inscribe.dev to mint parent on it. What that means is grandparent could be Archana Aneja, and then the parent could be the picture of Visible Violets underneath it. You can launch and promote raw. And recently, Gamma's also come out with signals.art that turns NFT minting into fairer, transparent, and demand-verified auction-style launch. And you can ask me questions later on. And I'm going to quickly go through how to launch NFTs across Object and Skirpy. The reason I like Object, it's a very, very community-based platform. Artists support artists, collectors support artists, artists support collectors, so everybody works together. For Object, you start with compressing your artwork, keep your files under 100 megabytes. Set up a wallet. You need a Thesos wallet for Object, like a Kukai or a Temple wallet. Connect and link your wallet. You can mint on Object, or you can use Skirpy, which is a new marketplace or a platform which, and then upload, set the number of editions and royalties. It has low fees and it's very eco-friendly and supports multiple formats. this is, do you want to talk about One Hub?
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it. So for those who was here last night for the artist rollout on the marquee. Very good. Yes. Okay. So for those of you that didn't make it over, there was a platform called One Hub, and it's with Collect, which is with NFT and NYC. And if you uploaded your artwork onto their platform, you had a chance to have your artwork displayed at Times Square. So amazing! I was so proud to see my artwork shining. That's a big accomplishment for myself. But that gives everyday individuals who are artists and creators and builders an opportunity to do the same thing. So we invite you to check out the One Hub platform. It's also on your badges as well. They're a sponsor here. And again, it was really easy to use. Oh, this is Snap. Okay, you can go have a Snap. We'll tag team. There's so many different launch pads. I'm telling you.
And I think this one we're really excited about. It's Collect by Cred, where it's built for the mainstream. You just have to wait for a 48-hour launch window. You get paid in USDC for each mint. Anytime somebody collects your art, you get 0.4 USDC. If it's collected in 24 hours, you get 0.8 if it's collected in the next 24. Collectors can display, remix, trade, and even order merch from it, and you earn 10% royalties. I think it really, we are looking forward to how it'll actually impact, because this solves a lot of the problems where, as artists, we have to chase every client and sale. And a lot of the Collect artists, hundreds of them were actually shown on Times Square last evening.
It was amazing. Oh, very nice. Ooh, that's me. Okay, very good. Yeah, awesome. For folks in the back, it's really hard to hear in the front. If you don't mind coming hanging out and sitting down. The folks in the white hat back there, can you please quiet down? Thank you so much. So yeah, do you want to click for me? Okay, there it is. This is an AI version of what it looks like. We were so excited to see that. This is with Collect. And I'm going to kind of walk you into, yay, very good. So they sent an email, they said, hey, thanks so much for submitting your artwork. You're going to be selected on the Times Square billboard. That is like truly amazing if you're an artist and you're trying to get your portfolio out there. This is an opportunity to do so, and it's a free way to do it. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how I launched my NFTs on Launchpad. So for anyone that's familiar with A-Chain, there is a D-app called Believer, B-L-E-V-E-R, and I was one of the early adopters to, for say, example, the Collect and the Snap NFT. So if you're an early adopter, that means you get to test the equipment first, because you can give them honest feedback. So I was one of the very first artists to launch on Believer. So Believer is a mint pad. So in this situation, you can see the number 345. That means there are 345 paintings, and I brought an example in the front of one of these paintings, IRL. So these are handmade, non-toxic acrylics, and I'm using sustainable bamboo as my canvas wrap, the canvas outline, and a lot of my things come from family-oriented businesses because I like to support them. So within seconds, this collection sold out. It was like truly amazing to have people purchase that, and it was 6.98. So at the time, ape was $1, and that was pretty cool to see. So this is what's called a mint pad. So if you don't want to do it yourself and you want to use a third-party person or a helper, this is one of those examples. And so what I like to do with my artwork is I like to incorporate it into NFT land. So we talked earlier about what are examples of NFT. So this is one of those examples of digital landscape. So I'm using what's called Spatula, S-P-A-T-I-A-L, and you can walk through the immersive gallery. You can click on the artwork, and you can read its description on Magic Eden or OpenSea or wherever it's at. And then you can hear me, I'm an AI model, it's really cool, and I talk to you about what those paintings are. So my collections are extremely personal, like how Archana described in the beginning. It's about connection. So anytime you purchase or collect one of my art pieces, they are in numerical value. So 1 to 345, 1 to 555, and they each have a story about something that I have to face as a person with a unique ability. So accessibility issues, or society, or depression, or mental health. And I find that that those stories actually resonate very well with my collectors, because then they reach out and they tell me something personal about what they experienced and what they felt. So we don't make the average NFT collections, we make things that want to make you move, want to make your emotions move. And it's good, bad, and ugly feedback. It's not always sparkles and excitement like what I make it look like. I do receive hard criticism from folks, but I also turn that into excitement because they were so upset about my painting that, example, my kindergartner can paint better than that. And I write back, I probably painted with your kindergartner, because I paint with kids, I paint with children with disabilities. That's okay, we all see things differently. Art is subjective. The fact that I made an emotion out of you to comment on that made me win, so that was great. And again, other opportunities if you want to launch, reach out to folks. Like how many of you heard of Magic Eden? Pew pew, we got half the hands up here. So Magic Eden kind of reminds me of what you say, like an Amazon or a Walmart. An Amazon or a Walmart marketplace. Everybody can possibly be on there if you kind of know the ins and outs of doing this. So Magic Eden sponsored my 555 collection. So that meant that Magic Eden took all of my content, all of my data, made the metadata files, uploaded it to their platform, and then launched it during Art Basel of last year. So if you're familiar with Art Basel, that is the #1. Thank you. Hey, that's great. Yeah, just like a side story about that, we had the launch at an F1 driver's villa in Miami. It was a 14-bedroom villa, and you had to be security through to do that. So that was really wild to see. And it went one step further. So after Magic Eden sponsored me, Journey also sponsored me. And they're an NFT art gallery in Las Vegas. So they sponsored my art for the entire month of January. So it doesn't just stop at launch. You can create utility, you can create excitement, you can create immersive galleries, you can create personal connections. It's not just a grab bag. Some people can, but that's not how I see the vision, because I think it's more important to have, again, going back to Archana's emotional and personal connection. Okay, let's talk really quickly, since we're coming up to time, on how you can produce the engineering. How do we get some of this content here? So if you see, these are called rarities, where it says texture and background. Each of those have different things, brush strokes and drips. So that means that the painting has those textures or those colors. So you have to first prepare your assets. So you get your assets ready, whatever that is, taking pictures of your artwork, the video, the metaland, the stories, etc. I'm trying to breeze through this really quickly. And you have to make your metadata. And I'm not familiar with how to do this in the beginning, but I use my ChatGPT bot, and she helped me get through that. I love her. And then you have to, I love my bot. You have to zip your files, and I'm going to show you how to upload to Highlight. Highlight.xyz is the launchpad that I'm using right now to launch my collections on multiple chains. So if you want to do it very easily, a click and drag way, Highlight is the way to go. So let's see if we can continue. So this is what that metadata looks like. You have to set up your CSV to be individual titles, stories, rarities, and then the content. So every single one of those paintings, 555, I had to go through and put the colors. The bot can't do that. It won't be able to do the accuracy that you need to do it. You have to do it yourself, but there are probably tools out that you can pay for. So this is what that CSV looks like. And then, oh no, you did great. And then you upload that to Highlight, and Highlight puts it into this format, and then we can continue. And then it looks like this. It says, hi, okay, this is what your structure should be, and it tells me that, this is my bot, by the way. My bot tells me, you did it right. You did it right, you can upload it, it's ready to go. I think I should have put that slide before the other one. And then boom, baby, it's online. This is 555, it's very loud, it's super vibrant. It doesn't stop here with this IP. I also let you do canvas wraps and printed versions. Okay, yep, and we can skim through those. Awesome. All right, perfect. So we're coming up to time, everyone. I know, hey, we're gonna kind of pass it out to everyone to see if we have any questions. We've got about 30 seconds left on the ticker. What does everybody think? What's the vibe check here? Woo! Not everybody at once. Okay.
Are your NFT, are they pictures of your physical paintings?
Yes, that's right. So I take my physical IRL paintings, and then I take pictures of them. And since I have 34 art showcases internationally, this gives me an opportunity to have that artwork again to the masses. So it's a fun way to do it.
But don't you also manipulate the colors and create a different collection, right?
Yeah, and I also, Gucci, this is my friend up here in the front, he's a collector of many of my art pieces. I do manipulate some of the colors, I animate it, and I make it look funky so that each piece is unique in case that person does buy it.